I'm pretty sure I just heard a knock on the back door. Please tell me they're here. Oh, here it is. Let's go. We got a box. It's also snowing yet. You know, I don't care. I don't care. We got a box. Yo, in this box is one of the final pieces for the Savoy. And for that, we must use the unboxing knife. So this box here, I ordered this from Turbo Impressions on Monday night. They shipped it Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday, and it's here. So shout out to them for the quick and fast shipping. Oh yeah. Oh, what a nice cut that was. I missed the spot. Oh well. Ooh, we ready, boys? There they are. Silicone hose set for the VR5. Let's go. I might have to modify a little bit. This is for a 12-out VR6, but I'm only using a handful of things. We've deleted so much stuff in the car that this should work no problem. But again, huge shout out to the card. Make sure there's no information on here. Good. Huge shout out to Turbo Impression Race Parts over in Germany. They had these in stock, got them to me within a day. Oh, so exciting. Let's go. These hoses are one of, if not the last piece we actually need for the Savoy, which is so exciting. Like I said, this week, that car will be all back together, front end on, fenders on the ground, and driving right out that door for the first time in almost a year. Hopefully, it's less crap weather, not snowing, but hey, this week, it's happening. All right, so before the coolant hoses actually go on, I'm gonna go through, double check everything one more time, make sure everything's still tight. I went through and put thread sealant on the new fitting from Bartech back there, so that's good to go. I just wanna make sure everything is good to go and ready to run for 10, 15, 20 minutes once the hoses are on. It's crazy though. The front end that's been back here in this corner forever is finally going back on the car today. That's wild. And then I actually found all the pieces I couldn't find yesterday. This is the original tray. When I was first pulling this car apart, I set everything to here. So we have fender bolts, right there. I mean, they're still paint matched, but they're kind of crusty. I might use those, or also have all this hardware. So I might use some of these if they work, and also have some of these as well. So between all this, it's all going back together. So everything looks to be nice and tight and where it should be. So hopefully once it's filled with coolant and it's running continuously, there's no leaks. So now it is finally time. We can start mocking up our hoses and see what's gonna go where. Like I said, this is a set from a 12-valve VR6, so it won't be exact to the VR5, but we can make it work. So looking at this setup, we're gonna need upper radiator hose, lower hose here, one to go from there to the bottom of the reservoir, one to the top, and then we have to have one from there to there, and then one from that side to back over here somewhere. And looking at this will be the upper hose that has the feed line to the coolant reservoir, which on Miley, I went through and I cut this section off because I had the different tank, but for this one, we'll keep it. So that'll be the upper hose. This will be the lower hose. And then things like this, or probably this one, will be one for the heater core, I'm assuming. And then maybe one more of these. We won't use the entire kit because I deleted some stuff, but probably out of this right here, we can make it all work. So first piece here will be the lower rad hose, which looks like already I have to cut the end off because in the 12-valve VR6, the fitting up here on the coolant flange goes that way to fit into there, but on this one, it's kind of just straight out. So we'll cut this little 90 off, fit it just like that, and it'll fit right to the radiator. Now, before I go through and cut any of the hoses, I'm actually gonna put the front end back on, that way I can measure and make sure everything's gonna fit. You know, I probably should have put the pink Floyd outside so I have more room, but you know what? It's okay. We can make it fit. Yes. All right, just a quick little test fit. Oh, there it is. There she is. Now, there's no fenders in the car, but I'm gonna toss a bolt in just so it'll hold in place. One there. I'm stuck over here on something. What's happening? There we go. There we go. Yo, we got a front end. How sick is that? That's so cool. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Still missing everything basically, but yo, there's a front end on this car. Oh, it looks so good. Plenty of space up here. Everything fits nicely. So I'll go through and make sure everything's gonna fit from there to the bottom one, here to the top one, and then so on and so forth. But look at that. We got a front end, boys. Now, one thing I am noticing with the front end back on the car, this lower rad hose is very close to where I plug in for my fan. We might have to swap to some slim fans at some point. I think for now I can make this work to have this come over this and fit to there and then still be able to plug in. But yeah, it's a little bit close. Other than that, everything seems to fit just how it should. And it's all good, but that's a little bit close. So eventually we might swap to some slim fans and change it out. But for now, I think it'll work. So unfortunately, this current setup is not gonna work where the plug has to go in with this being right over top. It's just way too close. I have to pretty much bend this down to make it work, but I'm pretty sure I can just undo all the bolts that hold the fan in, rotate the fan, put the plug at the bottom, and then we should be good. So I was really hoping I was gonna have just enough room to do this from this side, taking the bolts out and slide it forward a little bit and then try and turn it, but it's hitting on the backs of the radiator. So flip it around, pull the radiator out, do it from that side, but it should work out fine after that. All right, so our problem has been fixed. I rotated the fan one spot to the left, so now the plug is down at the bottom. Plenty of room for the hose to go above it, and everything's good. I was gonna put it on this back left side over here, but it puts it too close to the actual housing back in there, so this spot will work just fine. So our first hose is officially done. I just went ahead and cut off the 90, and now everything fits just as it should, going from the lower coolant flange down to the bottom of the radiator. Up next, we'll do from here to the upper radiator. So looking at our upper hose here, I've gone ahead and attached it to right here, kind of measuring things out. Looks like I can cut it about there, and then that'll fit over to this section. This fits up to here like it should. And then I wasn't planning on using this section, which I believe goes over to the bottom side of the throttle body to keep it warm. You run on one side and then you run off the other side there. I wasn't planning on using this, but I might go ahead and actually use it. I'll have to just cut this back a little bit and feed it to there. And then I want to say it's probably this one that feeds off the other side, but we'll see if I'm going to use all that stuff. So what I'm realizing now is that putting the 12L VR6 hoses on the VR5 in a Mark III is a little bit more, I don't know, labor intensive than I was expecting. The VR6 just sits farther back in the car than what the VR5 does. You can see here up at the light on real quick. With this up to here, that's where it would mount up in the VR6 versus way up here in the VR5 when they actually kind of go like this and curve. And I was just gonna cut right here and slide this over, but then it kind of kinks on this side and I don't want to do that. So I have this spare one from my old VR6 set from Miley. I'm gonna use this one. I'm actually gonna use this portion of this, or even this 90 here, cut this section. I'm gonna steal this section here off the 3.6 that has this inlet, that inlet, and this little one on top. That's gonna go right up in here, connect to this, and go over to there, and that'll all be good. And then also for this section here, or that section up there, that goes from this one over to the bottom of there, just a little bit longer. I mean, it's still gonna work no problem, but it's a little bit more work to actually make it happen. There's no specific hose set for this setup, because you either have Mark IV stuff or Mark III stuff. Mark III stuff is on this side, Mark IV stuff is on that side with all the crossovers, so there's no real, I guess, good way to actually make this work besides making kind of your own setup. So we'll get it done. A little bit more work, but it'll all be there. So we've got the connector piece here from the 3.6. We have the 90 to here. I'll put the big end onto this portion, chop it right about there, connect it, that'll all be good. This comes down, will connect right to there, up to here, and then back over to there. The only issue I was seeing though, I can get to this side no problem, but then off of that one, going this way, I don't know where I would go to because there's no secondary auxiliary pump. I have a hose for it, but where's it gonna go? Then I realized if I just chop right here, get rid of all these pieces and just go straight shot from there to there, we're set. Much easier. Cut, use this section, bam, bam, good. So that'll be lower hose done, upper hose done to here, and then I gotta figure out going from there to there, but making progress. There we are, boys. Upper hose is officially done. From the coolant flange to the T, over to here, and then up to the reservoir. Good to go. So next up, we have this section here that goes from the bottom of the coolant flange over to the bottom of the reservoir, and then back to the heater core on the right side there. Now for this one, this side fits to here. I'm gonna have to cut this section, take out about, I don't know, an inch or 2 inches or so, use this little T to reconnect it, and that'll put all this in the right spot. And now to see what I'm gonna use to go from here up to there. So this is where I'm gonna stop for tonight. I've got pretty much everything where I want it to be, so all this kind of mocked up. I am missing 2 fittings I'm gonna get tomorrow to actually finish it up. For the most part, this is how it currently is sitting. We have the upper hose done over to there, lower hose is done. This one comes out and around. There's a little 90 right there that goes down to that side of the heater core. This side comes out. I'm missing the connector to go from that hose over to this fitting, but small one, easy to fix. And then this side over here, I shortened a little bit. It goes from there and across, and it's far enough over that it's actually not going to hit the selector at all, and that should be good. So as of right now, that's kind of how it is. It's been a lot of like splicing and making work, but again, there's no set kit for a Mark IV VR5 and a Mark III for all the coolant stuff, minus auxiliary pump and this and that. So we had to make it work, but it's just about there. One more fitting for this one, just to change it out from the gray one, and then a fitting for back there, and everything should be good to go. Now I will say I was tempted to just delete all of this section, like bypass the heater core instead of trying to make all that work. But I do want this car to have heat, so for right now it'll all stay. But if I wasn't to bypass it, I would just run this to the back of the head right there. I would delete this whole section and then run this bottom one straight to there, and it would all be deleted. But for now, I want the car to have heat, so it'll all stay. So come tomorrow, only a handful of things to do, a couple pieces here and there. Then we can go through, fill up the entire system, let it run, and hopefully there's no leaks. Hopefully it holds temp and all that's good to go. But for tonight, one more thing I want to do, put the fenders on the car. The front end is back off, hopefully for the last time in a very, very long time, but it's officially time to put the fenders back on this car. Let's get one last look. One last look. This car has had no front end and no fenders for the longest time. Take it all in. Here we go. There it is. They're full. Yes, sir. There they are. Nice minty fenders. Just been waiting for the longest time to go back on the car. Oh, it's gonna look so different. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm actually ready to see the fenders back on this car. I'm so used to seeing it like this. This is just like how it is now. Oh, it's gonna look so different. Yo, it's not even bolted down yet, but oh my goodness, look at that. To see this car actually coming back to life and just putting pieces on it, it just feels so good. It just feels so good. Look at that fender. I haven't even done that side yet, but look at that fender. Looks amazing. Like I said, a lot of times when you pull a car apart, like we pulled everything apart on this car. Many times when cars get to that stage, they don't come back. They just die, get parted out. I'm just glad this car made it through. Oh, we're so close. Yo, this fender looks so good. It's so weird to see this car like as a car again. Now in terms of actual hardware for the fender here, I do have all the OEM ones, which are all paint match, a little bit dirty. That's probably an inner fender well one, but I do have all of those ones. But I also have these ones, like I used on Miley, and then I also have these ones here. So we'll see which set looks the best. So I decided to stick with the OEM ones. I like the paint match. This is kind of cool to stick with the OEM hardware. But there it is. Our driver's side fender's officially on. Got it lined up as best I could. Looks pretty spot on with our gapping and then the line here, the body line. I think I did a pretty decent job. So, one down, one to go. Man, though, it looks so good. It is so cool to see this car with a fender again. All right, fender number 2 coming up. Get you one covered here. Oh, yeah. Look is so good. Look at that thing shine. Well, covered in dust, but it's still shining. Yo, these two colors, the pink Floyd and the Savoy, look amazing side by side. We got a fender on this side, and now we have a fender on this side. Little by little, she's coming back. Look at that. Woo, buddy. I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm tossing the front end on just to see a somewhat complete. I won't do the bumper and stuff yet, but at least the front end, just for right now. I want to see it all kind of almost together. Final piece to the puzzle, or for tonight at least. You know what's funny? I checked my phone. It's 1:45 in the morning. And I've just been out here chilling, messing with the car, not paying attention. 1:45 in the morning, a little bit late. Sorry to edit this video tonight, but it's okay. All right, we'll just set this in place for right now. I'll have to pull it back off tomorrow, but just so we can end off the night seeing just about the entire thing, how it's gonna be. That in there. That in there. Oh my, yo, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Look at this thing, dude. It's so cool. Still no bumper, no front lip, no grill, but yo, you know what? Man, that's so cool. VR5 swapped, little Savoy. The demon car from the junkyard. Man, it's just so cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. Actually, one second. Something's kind of driving me insane. I believe it's this one. There it is. Gotta have the end cap for the side skirt. Can't have it like that. There we go. Now she's looking good. Had to put the hood down real quick. Well, almost down. The cable isn't connected, so I don't want to close it all the way, but it's just so cool. And like seeing this car in one piece is just normal. I mean, this car is cool, but like I'm used to seeing it like this. But now to walk back here and see the Savoy like almost complete again, it's so cool. And then we just pop the hood, show them the goods. Woo, look at that. Yo. Oh man. And with that, gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Woohoo! Peace.